Hello and welcome to this time machine edition of Take the Fear Out of the Gear with me, Mr. Chumley Warner.
And me, Jason Bangers. Check the rhythm. Slave to the rhythm. Check we. Simon's right. This is a time capsule. Check it out. Look at that. Isn't that thing of wonderfulness?
It's in the air tonight, isn't it?
See, there's a lot of debate about where Phil Collins got the drum sequencing for In the Air Tonight. A lot of people say it was an 808, some say it was a 909, some say it was a combination of two, some say it was something like this, Simon.
Yeah, and just to give you an idea, we're gonna play challenge bangers in a bit. So I'm not going to talk about the year or the price or anything. So we're just going to give you a little. I think we should press the button, and you'll get this feeling for the In the Air Tonight kind of thing.
Pure analog beautifulness. So you get it, then you can hear that In the Air Tonight sort of thing. And what I find fascinating about it is that start-stop button, which gives me an idea of the date, actually, because it reminds me of the remote controls we had for our TVs. And if a fly landed on them... well, no, sorry, it wasn't the remote controls, it was the buttons on the TVs. They you just touched them like this. And quite often flies would land on them, and that would change the channel, and my man would go nuts.
Oh, no. So, should we give you a bit of background then?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, you're probably thinking, why is this such a strange shape?
I can figure that out because I can see what it is.
Go on then.
That's come off of a keyboard. I mean, it's quite obvious to me. These brackets here supported it on an organ or something once upon a time. Is that right?
Yes. We got 1 point to Mr. Bangers. He's on it already. Yeah, this.
Oh, that's pretty obvious. I know people rip them out of keyboards all the time for that reason.
That is, yeah. If you want to get one of these as cheap as possible, look for an old organ or an old piano type keyboard, and if you're really lucky, you might find one on there.
Yeah, go on Marketplace and you'll see loads of people chuck them out. So the thing is, what they got to look for, Si?
Any organ, mainly the early organs which didn't have a rhythm box. That's why these were put on here, to add a rhythm box to the early organs.
Yeah, they look like they were part of it, but they weren't. They're just a bolt-on.
And let's have a quick summary of what it's all about. As we said earlier, these are like Roland's first drum machine. There was a series called Roland used to call them Ace Tone before these ones, but these were like the first Roland drum machines. There was the TR33, I think there was a 77, and possibly a 55. I won't say the year because we're going to do that in a bit. And yes, these were like the forerunners to like the 808, the CR78, and you can hear that kind of Phil Collins vibe to the whole thing, which is really cool.
Most definitely can.
They've got like 20 different rhythms, or possibly a few more. You got all your rhythms on the top here, all your different rhythms, and you can change it to a 4-beat pattern or a 2-beat pattern.
It's got to be 3/4 on there. You just know it.
Yeah, and there's this knob here. You can select all these different variations. You got tempo. That's quite funny. Up tempo basically mean it doubles the tempo.
Yeah.
And if you heard earlier, you can almost do like a dance snare fill. We did, which was awesome. Balance is sort of between like hi-hats and percussion and like bass and snare. You got your volume there. And this is a bit like the Jean-Michel Jarre one, and actually says in the Roland manual...
Jean-Michel Jarre?
Oh, that's it, yeah. I thought I got it wrong. And they encourage you to like...
force the buttons in.
Put 2 in at once to get variation.
As you can hear in that bad demonstration there.
Well, and you know, they must have, someone at Roland must have thought, yeah, we'll just, it's all right. You can press 2 buttons. I don't know if you can press 3, but there you go.
A bit like the Euroi compression.
And it's so basic, like Jay says. You've got this touch-sensitive start-stop, which is really cool.
Yeah, it is.
At the back there, you've got just one single jack socket underneath, And the power, they used to run it into the organ itself. Obviously, we've just put a 3-pin plug on it.
And that would have plugged into the auxiliary input on the organ.
I think it's that time to play.
Oh, challenge bangers. Yeah, I ain't done it. We ain't done a thing yet. Might have done by the time this comes out though.
Challenge bangers.
So yeah, and I think I know the year because when those buttons come out on the TV, I'm trying to work it out, but I think they come out in about 75, 76.
Yes, so close.
Yeah,
it's a tiny bit earlier.
So it's definitely 74 then, possibly 73. I don't know, but it was early 70s.
72.
72, and I went late 70s. So I would have been good grief. Hang on. God, I would have been like 4 years old.
Yeah. So, yeah, well done on that one, because I wouldn't have had a clue.
Yeah, it was only that gave it away.
And all this wood is very 70s kind of finish on the wood and everything.
It was good because when that come out, everything had them.
Yeah.
And we'd never seen anything like it before that. It was like something from Alien Spaceship. It was something totally new.
So let's think about a price. This can be whatever really, because the only price I found was on Reverb, and it was quite expensive. Can't find any on eBay. No sold ones on eBay. So have a guess at the Reverb price I found.
Right. Well, okay. For me, it would have been how much is the organ that you can find one on. Right. If you can get an organ,
yeah.
If you're going to look for one taken off a keyboard like that separately, I think people are going to be asking at least 150 quid for them, if not maybe 300. I don't know. I've got to hedge my bets here. So I'm going to say 150.
Well, I would say, to me, they're worth about 150, 200.
Yeah.
On Reverb, this person wants 400, which I think is way too much.
It's taking the pith.
Yeah, taking the, what's it?
The pith.
Yeah, the pith. And
that's a thing in the middle of the fruit, by the way, pith.
Yeah, as we said earlier, I think I picked this one up with an organ for £20.
Yeah, that's the way to get them, guys.
That is if you.
So basically, that's our advice to you on this episode today: is if you do want something like this, look out for an organ with one on it.
And I was looking through like the forums and that, and a guy in America said he picked one up at a thrift shop, $15.
Wow!
Just lying in a load of dust and stuff like that.
And on the actual box itself, it says Ribbon 33. Well, it's a Roland TR33, but Ribbon 33, I don't know.
It's both, because on the front it says Ribbon 33, and then if you look on the back on the plate, it says model number TR33.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. One last challenge.
Okay.
I didn't know this. What does the TR stand for in like TR33 or any of the other drum machines?
I was thinking tape recorder, but it can't be that because it's a drum machine. Tempo regulator. Am I close?
No. Have a guess at the R.
Tango, the R.
A little clue there.
Oh, rhythm, yeah. So something rhythm, obviously. I don't know.
I didn't know either. And you'd only know if you.
I can't think of anything. Tambor rhythm. No?
Apparently, it stands for transistor rhythm.
Oh right.
Because it says in the service manual, all the rhythms are made from these transistor networks. Okay. So that's why they called it transistor rhythm.
Hence why they all work together when you push them all in together and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. I
wouldn't have got that.
No.
I mean,
the answer's in the comments if you knew that. I after all these years, I never knew that.
So you learn something new every day, guys.
Just one more thing.
One more thing.
One more thing.
And yeah, there's a couple of guys on the internet who've been modding these.
Oh, cool.
They've made like where you got this gap here, they've added like a little box on top. And apparently it's quite easy to take this, instead of just having one main output, you can take separate outputs for the different drums.
Good lads.
And you can add a few more, knobs and stuff to mix stuff and that.
More versatile.
So that can be done. So
awesome.
That's the one more thing.
Now, we don't get good weather in the UK very often, but for the last 3 days it's been over 30 degrees and it's really hot. So me and Simon want to get out of here, don't we, boy? Get a cold one.
We certainly do. And the studio is actually the coolest place at the moment.
It is the coolest place.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys, and again, thanks for subscribing. And you have been mega subscribing. Big up on yourselves.
Yeah, thanks for everything, and thanks for looking at the Behringer Synth channel, which is our other channel. That's been doing really well. So thank you for that as well.
We love you loads, Tubes. Take care from Take the Fear Out of the Gear. It's me, Jason Bangers. Ciao for now.
And it's me, Mr. Chumley Warner. We'll see you later.
Bye.